rank these 5 countries to visit. And there are 5. There's Japan, France, Brazil, Italy, and South Korea. Okay, now this full disclosure, I've lived in 3 of these countries. I've been to 4. But anyway, my ranking. So I'm going to go with Japan first because I live there and people will be upset if I say differently. But there are some lovely things to see in Japan. For example, Kyoto is lovely. Tokyo is very big and a bit disjointed. It's hard to find, I don't know, there's no center. So, you'll go to Shibuya, you'll go to Shinjuku, you'll go to some shrines around the place, but there's no center. Kyoto got a center, but Kyoto is smaller and it's got lots of very beautiful temples to see. So I definitely recommend Kyoto. My second choice, I think, here would be, I'm going to say Italy. I lived in Italy, I taught there, and it's very, very nice. It just is. It's a lovely place. Again, lots of beautiful old architectural, the buildings and stuff. Beautiful. People are very outgoing, generally. Quite conservative, actually, in some ways, more than you might think, but still. I really enjoyed Italy and living there. I think next I'm going to go with France. I've been there a few times, but to like a school trip. We went for the day from England, if you can imagine. And this was before the train. It was on the ferry. So that was an epic day journey. I think 3 a.m. till about 11 p.m. I went to Paris during the London Olympics. I went to Paris and yeah, it was very nice. I really liked Paris, actually. I thought it was beautiful and the food's so nice. So many positives. Next, I'm going to say Brazil. And I'm going to say Brazil because I've never been and I've always been quite curious about Brazil. I've taught a lot of Brazilians. They're always very friendly. And I quite fancy Rio de Janeiro. And then finally, I'm going to put South Korea last. I was going to go actually in the winter, but then they had their presidential kind of problem. So it's a little bit, the stability is not always there, is it? But again, I taught in Korea. I spent a year there. People were very nice, and food, it's quite an acquired taste, Korean food. But once you do, it's lovely. I really like Korean food, actually. Still, in Japan, it's very popular. So we eat a lot of Korean food in Japan. Again, Seoul it's a very big city. There are a few things to see in Seoul. I'm trying to think. There's more sort of kind of history further south near Busan. So from Busan, within an hour of Busan, there's a lot of temples and things like that. It's very nice. But I don't think Korea is such a touristy place unless you're into K-pop. If you're into K-pop, I'm sure you'll have a great time. But it's probably not a massive tourist destination. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, unless you are from Japan maybe, or really like K-pop. But it's nice. I had a good time there. It's got a lot of positives. There's also there's Panmunjom, which is the border between South Korea and North Korea. That is very strange. I went there and I can only describe it as war Disneyland. It's so weird. It's literally, the border, and there's North Korean soldiers right there, and you're protected by South Korean soldiers, like these sort of special forces. I think they had batons. And anyway, it was all like a bit weird, the whole thing. So I did it, but I wouldn't do that again because I think it's just odd. And occasionally people die there, local people or soldiers. So it's not really something to take so lightly. But that's my top 5. So what did I say? Japan, Italy, France, Brazil, South Korea. Do you agree? If you disagree, in the comments, tell me why. I could easily be wrong. And it's just my opinion. You can enjoy everywhere. You can enjoy any country. Always possible to have a good time, if you're looking for one. See ya.